The termination letter was still warm from the printer when the hospital director slid it across the desk, and in that instant, the air inside the administrative office felt thinner than oxygen at altitude, as if the building itself knew something irreversible had just been done. She stood there in her blue scrubs, hands steady only because she refused to let them shake, eyes fixed not on the paper but on the framed mission statement on the wall that promised compassion and service to all. Those words had guided her for years. They did nothing for her now. Before the story pulls you deeper, pause with me for a second. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and quiet people doing extraordinary things when it matters most, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel Bright Hearts. Stories like this live because people like you believe they should. She walked out of the office without argument, because arguing had never been her way. The corridors she had memorized through night shifts and emergencies felt unfamiliar, as if the walls had shifted in disappointment. Nurses avoided her eyes, not out of cruelty, but fear, the kind that spreads fast in places where jobs hang by threads. The reason given for her dismissal had been procedural non-compliance, a phrase polished enough to hide the truth. She had questioned a rushed discharge order the week before, insisted on further monitoring for a trauma patient no one else thought important. The patient lived. The paperwork did not align. The director chose the paperwork. Her life had been built on a pattern of silence and endurance. Raised in a town where people survived by not making waves, she learned early that loudness drew attention and attention drew trouble. Nursing fit her perfectly. It allowed her to serve without spectacle, to fix without being seen. She took the overnight shifts, the difficult cases, the patients others avoided. The day she was fired, the rooftop helipad lay empty under a pale sky. She didn't look up as she exited the stairwell, box of personal items held against her chest. Inside the box were small things that told a larger story, a folded thank you note from a child's mother, a worn trauma handbook filled with margin notes, a navy blue challenge coin she kept for reasons she never explained. She had earned that coin years earlier during a humanitarian rotation overseas, where a medical team had worked alongside naval units after a natural disaster. Lives saved blur together after a while, but some moments fuse into the bone. She had been young then, still learning how to trust her instincts. One decision she made under pressure had changed everything for a group of sailors trapped by circumstance and injury. She never talked about it. She didn't need to. Down in the lobby, security waited politely, embarrassment written across their posture. She thanked them for walking her out, because gratitude was her reflex even when the world tilted. As the doors slid open and she stepped into the daylight, a low vibration hummed through the concrete beneath her shoes. At first it felt like imagination, the echo of exhaustion. Then it grew louder, heavier, unmistakable. Wind snapped at loose papers. Coats flapped. Heads turned upward. A Navy helicopter descended onto the hospital roof with controlled urgency, rotors slicing the air like a heartbeat too loud to ignore. The crowd froze, caught between awe and confusion. This was not a scheduled landing. The hospital director emerged from the entrance, his confidence cracking as he scanned the sky and the gathering staff. No one moved. No one spoke. The helicopter settled, and silence fell hard. Inside the aircraft were men and women who had learned to recognize competence in the dark, under fire, when choices had consequences measured in lives. They moved quickly, purposefully, not toward the emergency entrance, but toward her. Someone